covering the High Plains with news, weather, and information. From TV 23 Studios in Sublette, this is High Plains Today.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to this special edition of High Plains Today. I'm joined in the studio today by the good Dr. Ken Trzaska. He is the president of Seward County Community College, Liberal America.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for coming by today.
Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah,
we appreciate it.
Man, you got a ton of stuff going on in Seward County.
Yes.
Community College.
It's an amazing place, amazing people, amazing community.
I mean, you have,
forward.
We're not going to get to it all, but we're going to try and hit the high points. You've got a partnership going on with Fort Hays.
Yes, we do.
You have your, what is it, SB 155?
Yep. Senate Bill 155, which is our concurrent enrollment, right?
Yes, and you have a ton of kids in that. Yep. You're looking at expanding the campus with a new sports complex and allied health building so that you're bringing more stuff back to the campus and not off-site.
Right.
I mean, yeah, there's nothing going on in Liberal, is there?
Oh, so we do. We have our capital campaign, which,
yes,
we're building 2 new buildings. That's the Colvin Family Allied Health Facility and then the Sharp Family Champion Center. And our plan is by summer of this year to break ground on both of those projects. We're moving very quickly and raising that money and working hard at bringing in new partners, and it's exciting.
Well, there's a picture of the Allied Health Building, the Colvin Allied Health Building. Now, this will move it back to campus because it's been
at the
downtown at the Epworth Center, the old hospital. And I don't think people realize what a big medical program Seward County Community College has.
We have
it's huge.
Wait lists upwards of 50 to 100 students on an annual basis.
And that's just not nursing.
No, respiratory therapy, you've got, surgical tech, you've got all those programs that they're just popular programs. We have a great allied health team led by Dr. Suzanne Campbell, and just everyone does a great job. We talk a lot about connection at the college, and this is bringing that program onto our campus to create a stronger connection with our students to the main campus because they are downtown, and there is, by just design, a disconnection to the main campus.
Well, yeah, so, you've got the Epworth building, but then you have the surgical technician building is over there in this little building over here.
Yes, it is.
But you talk about the respiratory therapy and all those different things. I mean, when you talk about allied health at Seward County Community College, it's not a nursing program.
No, and it's.
It's far-reaching.
It's a top program in the state. In all the counties and regions across the state, and even Colorado, New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, you'll find our graduates, working in hospitals or local medical centers, and that's a pretty neat thing to see.
That's a good thing.
So we have a huge impact, and so this is that next generation of investment into the future of that program overall, but then of course into the community. So,
all right. And then the next thing that you have going on in that same program is you want to add on to the sports complex, correct?
Yeah, so we have it'll be a separate building, which essentially will be a comprehensive athletic facility, where our baseball team, softball team, if the tennis team wants to go in and hit balls around, if, our basketball team wants to go run drills, if the community wanted to use that, if our high school wanted to use that. We're really trying to evolve that concept continually, but it's something that provides more access. Also intramurals. Opportunities for our students to have intramural sports in the evenings, weekends. So we're excited. I mean, it's we're coming up on that 50-year anniversary. So as I often say, both of these projects in their own right symbolize the future of our institution. So.
All right. So when you talk about this capital program, I mean, what are we talking total dollars that you're trying to raise?
About $6 million. And so
now that's for both buildings?
That's for both. And,
okay.
And it's going to be a little bit of a give or take. I mean, it's all going to be based on where the bids come in and all that good stuff. But about $2.5 million of that is associated with the Champion Center, and $3.5 million of that is toward the Allied Health Center. And we're building both of those buildings in ways in which we can certainly add on in the future, which, we are already thinking about those next phases. So what would a next phase be in terms of laboratories or additional, spaces on the Champion Center where we may have 3, basketball courts in a row so we could host tournaments. I mean, so it's really thinking forward in terms of the design to where it would be easy to add those on. And hopefully in the nearer future than not.
And the other thing, I mean, we talk about the allied health programs at Seward County. I mean, sports is nothing to laugh about either at Seward County.
Well, it
I mean,
brings a good-
they've been pretty successful, especially tennis.
Yep.
Has just kind of whoa.
Yep. I
you
mean-
don't think of but you've had some national champions in tennis,
And we've had
the women-
national championship appearance last year with women's basketball. We've
Yes.
had our men's team has really turned things around this year. I mean, essentially, it's just creating a culture of progress and accountability and providing our team with the resources they need to be successful and
Well,
working hard every day at that.
We don't want to leave out baseball and softball.
Baseball and softball, I mean, everyone does well. I
You
mean,
think of baseball at Seward County Community College, and you think of Galen McSpadden.
Yep, Galen.
He is
He's a good man. He's
been there a long
the face
time.
of that program.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
is.
yeah, so-
And we've had several guys that have gone on that have played, with the BJs and also played in the major leagues.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's something.
Yeah.
And this is really going to enhance because Brent Gould Field is a nice facility also.
It is.
And the softball field across the way. And so, yeah, this will really kind of tie your campus together then, won't it?
It'll tie it together, I think, in a positive way.
Yeah.
And we're really happy about that. I mean, we've got a new press box going up at softball field too. French Construction has supported us with that, and that's actually going up as we speak. We're putting in right now. Actually, today just opened up bids for new scoreboards in our greenhouse. We put a new lighting system in the greenhouse. New lighting and sound in our theater over the last year. I mean, the list goes on, and it's just a testament to the great team we have and the hard work people are putting in to keep improving and working forward for the institution. So
Yeah, it's just not the big things. There's a lot of little things going on.
there's a
too,
lot
isn't
of
it?
little things. We
right.
opened a cafe last year on campus called Louie's Place, which was in partnership with Great Western Dining, who provided essentially most of the funding to do that. But it's creating an atmosphere for our students on the tech campus, which they hadn't had in the past. So all those pieces together are, really helping us define, our future and how we're going to invest in the institution.
All right, hold that thought. Yeah, there's nothing going on there. All right, we're going to come back and we're going to talk some more about the SB 155
Sure.
and all the other stuff going on, the partnerships and all that. Stick around. The good doctor and I'll be back right after this.
You're watching High Plains Today on TV 23 with host Chris Jewell. TV 23's internet service and 4G live streaming provided by United Wireless. Coverage you deserve. Service you expect. United Wireless.
Hi, I'm Chris Jewell, host of High Plains Today, a 30-minute news and information program that airs at noon weekdays right here on TV 23. Hey, do you think you have an idea for something that would make a great segment? Somebody that would make a great interview? What about a community event that needs highlighting? Let us know here at the station. Email us news@kbgltv.com. And welcome back to this special edition of High Plains Today. I'm joined in studio today. He is Dr. Ken Trzaska, President, Seward County Community College.
Yes.
We've been talking about, we talked about all your capital projects and everything else you got going on around the campus to bring everything, a ton of stuff. So, yeah, if you missed it, you have to tune back into the first segment. I want to talk about SB 155, which is a Senate bill. And it's
Introduced back in, I believe, 1314, essentially creating opportunities for students to be concurrently enrolled in high school and in college. Currently, the enrollments we have in that area underpinned by that Senate bill are about 27% of our enrollment.
Wow.
So it's significant. And, right now, there's some discussion around what's going to happen with that Senate bill in terms of the funding because it accounts for a significant part of our revenue.
So will that be thrown out here, in this legislative session?
Yeah, it's in the
with
mix.
the K-12 and all that going on.
I mean, I think
is it going to be affected there?
We hope not, but it's. I mean, like I said during the break, there's only so much money in that pot.
Yeah.
And so how it's divvied up is important to us as community college leaders because we have programs that we have seen success in, particularly SB 155. And so if funding comes away from that, it starts to sort of challenge our ability to serve those students at the highest level we can.
All right.
Continually.
Well, let's talk about those students because these are high school students, correct?
Yes, they are.
Okay. So, I mean, do they have to be a senior, or can you do this at any level?
Typically the students are juniors or seniors. I believe we do have some sophomores, and a lot of those students are in the industrial technology programs. But ultimately, and we saw even every May we'll have students that graduate with the high school diploma and college diploma simultaneously, which is huge. And then they can move right on to, one of the region universities or, right into the workforce. And so it saves time and money for those families, and it helps us create a connection with those students earlier than later.
All right. Now, these students, these are just not liberal high school students because you're in liberal,
right?
Correct?
No, there are students from all of our high schools that we serve, so the entire region. So whether it's Johnson City or, Ulysses or wherever. So,
Southwestern Heights, whoever.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, are these kids taking these classes online, or are they coming to the campus, or yes?
So great question, because what we did a couple of years ago when we noticed sort of a fall to fall retention rate, wasn't as high as we wanted. We found out that a lot of our students, and this will relate back to the SB 155 student population, but a lot of those students, as we know, but it's reaffirming to hear it from the students directly, like, hey, it's week 8 and life changed. I had to help mom. I had to take that second shift at National Beef, which are true examples. So I had to drop English 101, or I had to drop, my welding class. So what we did was we went to the drawing board as an executive team and an overall leadership team on campus, and really started to think about, well, how can we create more flexibility in the accessibility, of our programs? And so we launched a Blend Flex program, which we've piloted and now launching with some of our programs particularly, which allow a student to enroll in a class, and essentially they're enrolling in a class that has an online version, an on-ground version, and a blended version, all with the same instructor. So if something changes in their life, week 8, and they have to drop, they don't have to drop. They can just simply shift and not skip a beat. That's helped with SB 155 in serving some of the more rural schools where those students can access those programs in a Blend Flex model. It also helps us address a Higher Learning Commission, which is our accrediting body, which asks for all master prepared instructors. So this also gives us some leverage there to have access to instructors that we may not have locally. So all in all, student success, student persistence, and being sure that we're doing everything we possibly can, not leaving one leaf unturned to help students succeed. And so we're proud of that. And we're continuing to build on that Blend Flex model as well. So.
Well, and this is something that allows a lot of people that maybe couldn't go to college
Absolutely.
Or get a secondary education to obtain that, correct?
Absolutely.
Because it's not just in, does this apply to your vocational programs over at the VOTEC across the way?
The entire campus.
It's everything.
So we're trying our very best to create Blend Flex courses across the entire, across every program that we have. And that's going to take time. We have a 3-year goal. I think it's to have 2 or 3 new programs completely Blend Flex options. So you can enroll in a program and have the option to be in the Blend Flex course or the traditional course, if that makes sense. So it just essentially is creating the flexibility and the accessibility, and also not allowing students to say, that schedule doesn't work for us. And we often hear it in education. I mean, it's meeting students where they're at, and not it's no longer the schedule is published and these are when the classes are, and sorry, that's all we can do. Now the schedule is essentially, it's a living document, and we create opportunities within the schedule where a student has 3 or 4 options to get to that goal. It's not just simply, well, this is the time we teach the class, this is the time we've always taught the class. And we're really proud of the faculty too, who have all of them have stepped up in their own way to really support these new initiatives, because it's also challenging all of us in our own way to think differently about how we deliver education. And not just in that traditional sense.
This is education outside the box.
Basically. Or as we often talk about at Seward, thinking outside the box of the box, because everyone's thinking out of the box now, right? So pushing it a little bit harder to say, what is it that we can do to challenge ourselves?
This opens up a plethora of opportunities.
Absolutely. And we've got to stay ahead of that curve, because as I said earlier, we've been around 50 years. We've got another 50 to go, and then another 50. So we've got to do things that help us sustain that.
All right. I still want to talk some more about the education programs that you got going on because that's pretty exciting. Stick around. Good Doctor, and I'll be back right after this. Hi, Chris Jewell, host of High Plains Today, a 30-minute news and information program that airs weekdays at noon right here on TV 23. We talk about news, we talk about sports, we talk about weather, we're even going to talk entertainment. We'll have live guests right here on set with me. So, every day at noon, tune in, High Plains Today. We'll see you then.
Weekdays here on TV 23.
Welcome back. I'm joined in studio today by Dr. Ken Trzaska. He is the president, Seward County Community College. Well, he was when we went to break anyway, and I think you probably still are. We've been talking about your educational programs. We've been talking about the concurrent students that are juniors and seniors, mainly in high school, that are taking courses. The one thing I want to get into, though, is, the Kansas State Department of Education has kind of looked at, all right, we're going to start streamlining education and getting into individual study. And, because they finally realized that not every child is going to go to a 4-year university. You've got your kids out there who want to go to technical school, who want to be welders, who want to work in the automotive industry. You've got the allied health field. You've got kids that want to do things for 2 years and then go on to 4-year schools, but you're giving students the opportunity to get some kind of certificate or education to move on, correct?
Yes.
That's the goal.
That's the goal.
And you have a gazillion programs that allow them to do that.
Yeah, we do. We have one of 3 corrosion tech programs in the country. I think, the best, where other programs are looking at us for leadership and direction. We have, a great welding program, our CDL program, which offers 6-week courses where, students can graduate and move on to, earn a living. So, I think to your point about the Department of Education and looking at, from that K through 12 perspective, it's really understanding that, each student is unique. And I think at the community college level, and we talked about this early this semester, about really reinforcing and creating a sense of belonging for our students, because no matter what your innate goal is inside, we have a place for you. And there's an opportunity for you to earn that degree, to earn that certificate, and to move forward with your life, whether it's to immediately get into the workforce, to move on to, as we just signed in late November, the articulation agreement with Fort Hays State. If you're in, ag, or you're in business management, you do 2 years at Seward and then finish up at Fort Hays without a beat being missed.
That's kind of unique. Because you can start at Seward County as a freshman, right?
Yes. Yep.
You get your applied
essentially
science.
Your general ed courses out of the way, and you move into Fort Hays and certain programs, and it's a seamless transition.
So you'd walk on the Fort Hays campus as a junior.
Exactly.
And just carry on.
And so you have those students who want to do that, and you have students who, may have been in the workforce and want to build on their credentials. So we have stackable credentialing now to where, you can earn a 12-hour certificate, which gives you the additional skills you need or knowledge you need to get a promotion, to move forward. And a lot of that's done through our business and industry department. We have great connections with our industry. One Oak is a big supporter of us. And so we're, a lot of these companies too provide scholarship opportunities for our students, internship, apprenticeship opportunities. So we're really pushing all the envelopes in those areas to, as I said earlier on, create more flexibility in the accessibility, but most importantly, create opportunities by meeting students where they're at. So if a student knocks on our door and says, hey, can you help us with this? We're going to say yes. And even if we don't know quite how, we're going to figure it out, because that's what we do.
Okay, so but now the agreement with Fort Hays, that's huge.
Yes.
But that is not the only school that, you don't think that you're going to go to Seward County Community College and go, I can only go to Fort Hays from here.
No,
not the case, right?
No, there are.
I want to make that clear.
There are transfer and articulation agreements with all of Regent universities, and there is a council, the Transfer and Articulation Council at the state level, which I serve on as a president, and essentially that is looking more at the course to course transfer to universities. So each of our Regent universities, we have some unique partnerships with them in terms of certain programs, for K-State, KU. Now, what we're trying to do is, build on those. And so we're in discussions now with KU, K-State, around some other opportunities. And, just continuing to, and particularly for students that go to Seward. So if a student comes to Seward and I really have my heart set on going to K-State, well, then we're looking at those options now of what programs can we create seamless, connection to. And that's where our transfer, coordinators come into play, and our faculty, and I mean, you're looking at aligning syllabi and program requirements and hours, and I mean, it's a lot more complicated than sort of the layperson may think. I mean, it's really finding ways to align our programs and institutions so that students can move straight through, graduate at our institution, graduate at the four-year institution, and have a healthy and happy career. So. Good stuff.
And the educator covered out in you, as he said, syllabi.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not a word you hear every day on the street. Syllabi. You guys have got a ton of stuff going on.
Yeah.
We touched about what, this much of it today? About that much. You got a ton going on.
It's a great place, great people, and I owe all of that to our great team. I mean, we couldn't do it without the support we have from our community, from even the state level. I mean, just the support we get for community colleges is important. But the local support is tremendous. I don't think I've ever lived in a community where the local support is so powerful and so deliberate toward the work we do, both at the community college level and even at the high school level. I mean, just wanting to see our kids succeed. And so I'm grateful for the opportunity to serve as president, grateful to my team, and look forward to hopefully a future conversation where we can talk some more.
Got to come back because we got more to talk about.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Anytime.
Deal? All right.
Anytime.
I'll be calling you. All right. Dr. Trzaska, thanks for coming by today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. All right.
And thanks for joining us today on this special edition of High Plains Today. See you back here next time.
Keep up to date with the latest information from TV 23 on our Facebook page, KDGL TV.
Something I feel when I'm right here, something that tells me that I'm home. People are people around here, that's how it is, it's so clear.